Welcome to our channel, the place to explore the most fascinating stories from the world of cinema. Today we're diving into the most evil actors in Hollywood history. Well-known actors who can transform into villains, leaving a lasting impact on viewers. From ruthless bad guys to complex, mysterious characters, these are the faces that have shaped the unforgettable charm of film. Let's discover who tops this list. Surely among these classic villains, do you have a favorite or the most memorable one? Share the name of the most evil actor you remember in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, type 1. If not, type 0. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to support the channel and catch more great videos. Thanks for watching. Heath Ledger was one of the most talented and admired actors of his generation. But it was his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight 2008 that launched him to the peak of his career and made him one of Hollywood's most unforgettable villains. With his wild, unpredictable, and haunting portrayal, Ledger brought a fresh, intense energy to the classic villain. His deep immersion and natural, chaotic style kept audiences both fascinated and terrified. This role earned Ledger the prestigious Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, posthumously leaving a lasting artistic legacy. Heath Ledger's Joker is not just an ordinary criminal, but a symbol of chaos and destruction, embodying the darkest aspects of humanity and society. With a twisted smile, cold eyes, and cunning words, this character spreads fear and confusion in the hearts of the audience. Ledger crafted Joker as an unpredictable villain, a representation of madness and psychological instability, making viewers both hate him and unable to look away. His portrayal of the character's uncertainty and danger made Joker one of the most deep and complex villains in film history. Although Heath Ledger's career was tragically cut short by his sudden death in 2008, his performances, especially as the Joker, remain powerful and influential. He changed how the world sees villains not just as typical bad guys, but as symbols of psychological depth and inner struggle. Ledger's portrayal left a lasting impact on popular culture and raised the bar for actors taking on challenging villain roles. Heath Ledger proved that an actor can fully own a villain, turning the role into a vivid, unforgettable character. If you had to choose, who would be your pick for the best villain of all time among these actors? Comment their name or type 2 if you agree with me. Or 5 if you have a different favorite. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting videos. When it comes to the best villains in Hollywood, Sir Anthony Hopkins is a must-mention. He is a classic example of playing bad guys with psychological depth and unique traits. His role as Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, not only made him an A-list star, but also set the standard for a cold, ruthless, and intelligent villain. Hopkins brought this character to life with a calm yet terrifying voice and piercing eyes that both fascinated and scared the audience. Hannibal Lecter is more than just a criminal. He's a perfect mix of supreme intelligence and complex psychology, creating one of cinema's most iconic villains. Not only limited to Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins has taken on many other memorable villain roles throughout his career. In The Remains of the Day, 1993, he played a cold butler with firm resolve, revealing the deep psychology of a life filled with pressure and repression. In Nixon, 1995, he portrayed former U.S. President Richard Nixon, capturing all his ambition, cruelty, and political scheming, showcasing Hopkins's talent for diverse and complex characters. He wasn't just a villain on screen, but a storyteller through his eyes, dialogue, and expressions, holding the audience's attention even when playing a bad or controversial figure. Anthony Hopkins' talent goes beyond just playing villains. It lies in his subtlety, depth, and showing the real person behind the mask of evil. He turns each role into a unique work of art, making the audience not only fear, but also understand the villain's motives and emotions. With his convincing multidimensional acting, Hopkins has helped redefine the image of the villain in modern cinema, becoming an unmatched icon in the genres of horror drama and psychological crime. Jack Nicholson is one of the greatest actors in Hollywood history, known for his ability to play villains with incredible range and haunting intensity. He created unforgettable characters, not just because of their cruelty, but also due to their deep psychological complexity. His role as Jack Torrance in The Shining 1980 perfectly showcases Nicholson's acting power, transforming an ordinary man into a dangerous madman threatening his family's lives. The wild eyes, chilling laughter, and unique expressions made this character unforgettable to audiences. Jack Torrance is not just a villain, but also a symbol of mental collapse and the darkness within every person. Not only known for The Shining, Jack Nicholson also played many other memorable villain roles in films like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, and The Departed, 2006. As Randall McMurphy, he portrayed a rebel who stood up to an oppressive system, with bravery and spirit making audiences admire and fear his strength. In The Departed, Nicholson became gangster boss Frank Costello, with a cruel, cunning, and scheming nature. His ability to shift from a mad villain to a cold-hearted criminal made Nicholson a symbol of complex and unforgettable evil characters in viewers' minds. Jack Nicholson impressed not only with his exceptional acting, but also with his unique charm and charisma, bringing his villain roles to life as realistic and multidimensional characters. His roles were never just stereotypical bad guys. They always had psychological depth, making the audience both afraid and empathetic. Nicholson pushed the boundaries of villains in film, helping create classic works, and leaving a lasting impact on the craft of acting, earning him a permanent place as one of Hollywood's legendary villains. Ralph Fiennes is one of the most highly respected actors worldwide, but when it comes to villains, he truly stands out and leaves a lasting impact on audiences. From Voldemort in the Harry Potter series to Eamon Goeth in Schindler's List, Fiennes has mastered playing ruthless, cold, and emotionally complex villains. He doesn't just play one-dimensional bad guys, he brings depth, conflict, and motivation that make his villains feel real and terrifying. The role of Voldemort in the Harry Potter series is one of the most iconic villains of the 21st century. Fiennes turned Voldemort into a character filled with dark magic, a thirst for power, and ruthless cruelty. With cold eyes, a deep voice, and sharp, intense expressions, he created a formidable enemy remembered by every generation of viewers. Additionally, in Schindler's List, Fiennes played Eamon Goeth, a brutal SS officer who embodied cruelty and inhumanity during the Holocaust. This role earned him widespread praise for his exceptional acting skill and psychological depth. Ralph Fiennes is a prime example of an actor who elevates villainy to the highest level of art. He not only shows fierceness and cruelty, but also reveals the dark corners, loneliness, and complex human nature within his characters. Through his villain roles, Fiennes makes the audience feel both hatred and sympathy, creating villains with depth and many layers. It's this subtlety in his acting that makes Ralph Fiennes one of the most evil actors, and also one of Hollywood's finest actors. Alan Rickman is one of Hollywood's most renowned actors, famous for his ability to portray villains in a convincing and captivating way. He's not just the typical bad guy, he brings personality depth and even a hint of irresistible charm to his roles. With his distinctive deep voice, subtle acting, and expressive face, Rickman made seemingly simple villains come alive and become unforgettable. Characters like Hans Gruber in Die Hard and Severus Snape in the Harry Potter series have become iconic examples of classic villains in modern film. The role of Hans Gruber in Die Hard 1988 made Rickman famous worldwide as a cold, intelligent, and extremely ruthless villain. He played Hans as a sharp-minded leader, both sinister and believable, making the character one of the most beloved bad guys of all time. Later, his role as Severus Snape in the Harry Potter series further showcased his talent. With a character full of contradictions, both cruel and mysterious, Rickman portrayed complex layers of emotion, making the audience hate, love, and ultimately deeply understand him. This role not only left a lasting impression on fans, but also helped Rickman become a villain icon with profound humanity. Alan Rickman was not only one of the most successful villains, but also one of the most iconic. He stood out by using psychological depth and subtlety in every line, gesture, and glance. Rickman proved that a villain can be more than just evil. They can be complex, multi-dimensional, and even tragic. Because of this, he is considered one of the most evil actors in Hollywood history, as well as one of the most respected and beloved actors in cinema. Gary Oldman is one of Hollywood's most talented and versatile actors, known for his ability to completely transform from role to role. He hasn't just played heroes, but has also been highly successful at becoming villains with complex psychology and believable cruelty. Audiences are always captivated by the way Oldman brings his villainous characters to life, making them both hated and sympathized with. Some of Gary Oldman's most notable villain roles include the psychopath Francis Dolarhyde in Manhunter 1986, and especially Sirius Black in the Harry Potter series. Though not entirely a villain, Oldman's portrayal highlights the dark and mysterious sides of the character's soul. Additionally, he gave a great performance as Vice Admiral George H. Gay in Dunkirk, and played the iconic role of Jim Gordon in The Dark Knight, not a villain, but a character that shows human complexity. What makes Gary Oldman one of the greatest villains in Hollywood is his ability to portray the multidimensional nature of bad guys. Not just cruel or evil, but also showing vulnerability, inner conflict, and deep, dark corners. Because of this, Oldman has created villains that are both frightening and believable, helping to shape a unique style of villain acting in the history of world cinema. Hugo Weaving is a highly respected actor known for his ability to transform into villains with cold, sharp, and commanding traits. He has successfully played many famous villains, leaving audiences unable to forget the danger and intensity in every look and gesture. With an expressive face, yet always maintaining a cool demeanor, Hugo Weaving has created unique and distinct villain characters in world cinema. Hugo Weaving's most famous role is undoubtedly Agent Smith in the Matrix trilogy. This character has become one of the most iconic villains in modern cinema, an emotionless artificial intelligence, cold, ruthless, and relentlessly determined to wipe out humanity. Weaving brought this character to life with remarkable skill, perfectly capturing Agent Smith's icy demeanor, calculating mind, and underlying menace. His performance created a villain so memorable and chilling that it left a lasting impression on millions of viewers around the world. Beyond the Matrix, Weaving also showcased his versatility in playing complex mythological figures such as Elrond in the Lord of the Rings series. While Elrond is not a villain, Weaving skillfully conveyed the character's commanding presence, wisdom, and a certain coldness that added depth and authority, proving his range as an actor capable of portraying both heroes and formidable antagonists with equal conviction. Not limited to obvious villain roles, Hugo Weaving also has the talent to portray multi-dimensional characters with complex personalities and deep internal conflicts. This skill makes him one of the great villain actors, as he doesn't just show cruelty, but also reveals the reasons and hidden motives behind the character. Because of this, Hugo Weaving's performances always leave a powerful impact and remain unforgettable to audiences. Joaquin Phoenix is one of the most accomplished actors of the modern generation, widely recognized for his exceptional ability to portray complex and haunting villains. The characters he embodies are far from traditional bad guys. They are layered with deep emotions, inner conflicts, and vulnerabilities that make the audience feel both fear and sympathy. Phoenix's authentic and daring acting style, combined with his willingness to push himself to the edge emotionally and physically, has left a strong and lasting impression on both the public and critics alike. Over the years, he has solidified his reputation as an iconic figure in Hollywood, especially known for bringing psychological villains to life with unmatched intensity and depth, forever changing how villainy is portrayed on screen. The role of Joker in the 2019 film of the same name stands as the pinnacle of Joaquin Phoenix's career. He delivered a completely fresh and deeply nuanced take on the character, portraying Joker as a figure full of pain, abandoned by society, and gradually descending into crime and madness. Through an extraordinary transformation, Phoenix not only made audiences shudder at the cruelty and chaos the character unleashed, but also vividly depicted the psychological breakdown that led to his downfall. This complex portrayal made Joker one of the most terrifying and psychologically rich villains of the 21st century. Phoenix's powerful performance was widely praised and earned him the prestigious Oscar for Best Actor, cementing his place among Hollywood's greatest. In addition to his iconic role as Joker, Joaquin Phoenix has left a lasting impression with many other villainous characters that are equally humane and complex. For example, his portrayal of Commodus in Gladiator 2000 captured an arrogant and ruthless Roman emperor whose cruelty was matched by his vulnerability and ambition. Similarly, his role as Theodore in her 2013, while not a villain in the traditional sense, revealed the darker, more complicated corners of the human soul. Phoenix brings diversity and profound depth to every character he plays, which is why he is regarded as one of the most evil actors in Hollywood history. His talent goes beyond simply portraying evil. He masterfully explores the complex psychology behind his villains, leaving a lasting impact that audiences find unforgettable. Christopher Lee is one of Hollywood's legendary actors, widely recognized as an icon of classic villain roles. Standing tall at 6 feet 5 inches, 1.96 meters, with a cold, commanding presence and a deep, powerful voice, Lee made a lasting impression on audiences through his unforgettable villainous characters, especially in horror and fantasy films. His image became synonymous with evil, yet carried a mysterious and almost magnetic charm that captivated viewers, making them both terrified and unable to look away. Lee's remarkable ability to combine menace with charisma truly set him apart, securing his place as one of the most memorable villains in film history. The role of Dracula in the Hammer horror series marked a major turning point in Christopher Lee's career. He brought to life a Dracula who was dangerous, mysterious, and irresistibly charming, transforming this vampire into a timeless icon of the horror genre. Beyond, Dracula Lee also delivered powerful performances as Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, a mighty yet cunning and treacherous wizard, and as Count Dooku in the Star Wars series. These roles further cemented his reputation as one of the greatest villain actors in cinema history, showcasing his ability to embody evil characters with depth, authority, and unforgettable presence. What sets Christopher Lee apart is not just his cold and imposing appearance, but also his subtle and deeply nuanced acting skills. He didn't simply portray pure cruelty. He brought out the inner complexities and depths of his characters, making each role vivid and multi-dimensional. Because of this, Christopher Lee has become an irreplaceable icon on the list of most evil actors in Hollywood history, serving as a role model for generations of actors striving to master challenging villain roles with both power and depth. Bill Skarsgård is one of the most prominent young actors known for his remarkable ability to transform into haunting and terrifying villains. With his cold, piercing eyes and eerie, mysterious presence, Skarsgård has created unforgettable characters that leave a lasting impression on audiences. His deep commitment to fully immersing himself in each role, combined with his delicate control of emotions, has quickly established him as a rising icon of horror villains in modern Hollywood, capturing the fears and imaginations of viewers around the world. Bill Skarsgård's most prominent and memorable role is Pennywise the creepy clown from the It series adapted from Stephen King's novel. Skarsgård brought this character to life in a way that made Pennywise more terrifying than ever before. He didn't just create a simple, scary figure, but embodied a symbol of deep psychological obsession and fear. His performance is both chilling and captivating, pulling viewers into every scene and making them feel the horror and unpredictable danger that Pennywise represents. This portrayal has firmly established Skarsgård as one of the standout horror actors of his generation. In addition to his iconic role as Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård has taken on a variety of other villainous characters, showcasing his impressive versatility as an actor. He doesn't rely solely on his striking appearance and cold gaze. Instead, he delves deeply into the psychological complexity of each character, adding layers that make his villain roles even more compelling and powerful. Through his dedication and creativity, Skarsgård has proven that the new generation of actors can both inherit and reinvent the image of villains in cinema, bringing fresh energy and obsession to these challenging roles. Mads Mikkelsen is one of the most sought-after actors when it comes to portraying deep and compelling villains. With his sharp features, piercing eyes, and intense, determined demeanor, Mikkelsen crafts villains who are not only terrifying, but also deeply captivating. He goes beyond playing a simple bad guy. Each character he takes on is layered with psychological complexity, revealing motives, vulnerabilities, and inner struggles that make viewers both fear and be drawn to him. This blend of menace and depth has made Mikkelsen a standout figure in Hollywood's lineup of unforgettable villains. Mads Mikkelsen's most notable villain role is Le Chiffre in Casino Royale 2006, the main antagonist in the James Bond film. Mikkelsen portrayed Le Chiffre as not only ruthless, but also incredibly cunning, always maintaining an icy composure even in the most dangerous and high-pressure situations. His performance conveyed a chilling sense of cold calculation, intrigue, and masterful emotional control, making Le Chiffre one of the most memorable and compelling villains in the entire 007 series. This role firmly established Mikkelsen as a powerful presence capable of bringing depth and intensity to a classic villain archetype. Mads Mikkelsen also delivered a remarkable performance as Hannibal Lecter in the series Hannibal, where he crafted a villain who was both irresistibly charming and deeply terrifying. His subtle portrayal of Hannibal as a cultured psychiatrist and cunning serial killer made the character simultaneously dangerous and unpredictably complex. Mikkelsen continuously explored the intricate psychological layers of Hannibal, revealing a mind that was as brilliant as it was sinister. This nuanced performance helped elevate Hannibal Lecter to one of the most iconic and enduring villains in modern cinema and television, solidifying Mikkelsen's reputation as a master of psychologically rich antagonist roles. Michael Fassbender is one of the most talented actors of his generation, renowned for his skill in portraying complex and haunting villains. With his sharp features and intense, piercing eyes, Fassbender expertly conveys the coldness, cruelty, and inner turmoil that lie within each character he plays. It's this ability to reveal psychological depth alongside menace that makes him a top choice for roles where the villain is far more than just evil. They are layered, conflicted, and deeply compelling. Fassbender's performances consistently captivate audiences by blending raw intensity with subtle emotional complexity. One of Fassbender's most iconic villain roles is Magneto in the X-Men series. With his extremist ideology and unwavering determination to protect mutant kind at any cost, Magneto is portrayed not just as an enemy, but as a deeply conflicted and multi-dimensional character. Fassbender skillfully captures the complex balance between good and evil within Magneto, revealing his motivations, pain, and fierce loyalty. This nuanced performance allows audiences to both despise and sympathize with the character, making Magneto one of the most compelling and memorable villains in the superhero genre. In addition to his role as Magneto, Michael Fassbender has left a strong impression with his villainous performances in films like Shame 2011 and The Snowman 2017. Each character delves into the darker aspects of humanity, exploring themes of depravity, cruelty, and profound inner pain. Fassbender doesn't simply play a bad guy on screen. He is an artist who thoughtfully explores and brings to life the most complex and troubling facets of evil-creating characters that resonate deeply and linger in the minds of audiences long after the credits roll. Tim Curry is one of Hollywood's most recognizable and unforgettable actors, famous for his memorable and often chilling villain roles. With his distinctive voice and haunting presence, Curry has carved out a unique niche playing characters who are both charming and terrifying at the same time. His performances bring a captivating blend of charisma and menace that makes his villains truly stand out. Frequently starring in horror and fantasy films, Tim Curry has become the very embodiment of iconic villains, leaving a lasting impression on audiences across generations. Tim Curry's most iconic role is undoubtedly Pennywise the creepy clown from the 1990 television adaptation of It. Pennywise's unique blend of dark humor and terrifying menace has set the gold standard for horror movie villains. Curry transformed the character into a haunting icon, both deeply frightening and irresistibly captivating, making it nearly impossible for viewers to look away. This unforgettable performance cemented his place in cinema history and continues to influence the portrayal of horror villains to this day. In addition to Pennywise, Tim Curry has delivered many other outstanding villain performances, such as Dr. Frank-N-Furter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show and a variety of characters in other fantasy and horror films. Each role showcases his remarkable range and deep commitment to fully embodying his characters, bringing villains to life with layers of personality and complexity. Thanks to his unique talent and unforgettable presence, Tim Curry has become the go-to actor for classic villain roles in Hollywood, consistently leaving a lasting impact on audiences and the genre as a whole. Tom Hardy is one of today's most acclaimed actors, known for bringing depth and intensity to his villainous roles. With his rugged features, piercing eyes, and incredible acting talent, Hardy consistently crafts villains who are both frightening and deeply human. His characters go beyond being simply evil. They're complex individuals with nuanced emotions and motivations, making audiences feel both fear and sympathy. This powerful blend of menace and vulnerability sets Hardy apart as a truly compelling actor in the realm of Hollywood villains. Hardy's most notable villain role is Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, 2012. With his commanding voice, imposing muscular build, and strategic intelligence, Bane quickly became one of Batman's most unforgettable adversaries. Hardy masterfully brought the character to life by blending raw brutality with sharp intellect, creating a villain who is not only physically formidable, but also cunning and calculating. This powerful portrayal made Bane an iconic figure in the superhero film genre and cemented Hardy's reputation as a top-tier actor for complex villain roles. In addition to his villainous roles, Tom Hardy is also widely acclaimed for his performance as Max Rockatansky in Mad Max Fury Road, 2015. Portraying a tough, rugged survivor who often walks the fine line between hero and anti-hero, Hardy showcased his ability to capture complex, multifaceted characters. His talent for bringing depth and nuance to such roles allows him to create unforgettable and impactful performances. Whether playing villains or anti-heroes, Hardy's multi-dimensional approach has solidified his place as one of the most impressive actors in modern cinema history. Willem Dafoe is one of Hollywood's most distinguished actors, renowned for his exceptional ability to bring depth and complexity to villainous roles. With his striking, sharp features, intense eyes, and natural, compelling acting style, Dafoe frequently portrays demons, antagonists, or morally dark characters with remarkable authenticity. His versatility and charisma make him the embodiment of classic villains characters who are both captivating and truly frightening to audiences worldwide. One of Willem Dafoe's most unforgettable villain roles is that of the Green Goblin in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man series 2002. With his wild, maniacal grin and unpredictable, unstable behavior, Dafoe's portrayal of Norman Osborn stands out as one of Spider-Man's most formidable and terrifying adversaries. The seamless blend of madness and cunning intelligence in his performance turned the Green Goblin into an iconic and irreplaceable figure in the superhero film genre, leaving a lasting impression on fans and critics alike. In addition to the Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe has left a strong mark with numerous other villainous roles throughout his career, including his performances in Platoon 1986, The Lighthouse 2019, and Antichrist 2009. Each of these roles showcases his exceptional skill and sophistication in crafting complex, multi-layered characters that go beyond simple villainy. Dafoe isn't just a typical bad guy actor. He is a true artist who brings depth, nuance, and emotional weight to every villainous role he undertakes, making each character unforgettable and richly textured. Vincent Price stands as one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood history, especially renowned for his unforgettable portrayals of villains and eerie characters in classic horror films. With his deep, mesmerizing voice and uniquely expressive facial features, Price became synonymous with an aura of haunting mystery and dark charm on the big screen. He perfectly embodied the archetype of the devilish villain, both captivating and unsettling, helping to shape and define the enduring image of the classic villain in popular culture for generations of audiences. Over a remarkable career spanning more than 6 decades, Vincent Price starred in a string of acclaimed horror classics, including memorable films like House of Wax the Fly, and especially the Edgar Allan Poe adaptations, such as The Mask of the Red Death and The Pit and the Pendulum. Price didn't merely portray villains, he infused his characters with complex psychological depth, transforming them into compelling individuals who both terrified and fascinated audiences. His performances often combined elegance, intelligence, and ruthless intent-crafting villains that were not only frightening, but also irresistibly captivating and multi-dimensional. Vincent Price is not only a legendary figure in the horror genre, but also a lasting inspiration for countless generations of actors. His remarkable ability to embody a wide range of villainous characters, from the refined, elegant gentleman to the unhinged madman, combined with his distinctive, sharp voice and expressive facial nuances, made him one of the most iconic and evil yet unforgettable actors in Hollywood history. His extensive career stands as a powerful testament to the art of acting and the unique, nuanced approach he brought to crafting villains, leaving an enduring legacy in cinema that continues to influence performers and filmmakers alike. Ian McDiarmid stands out as one of the most recognizable and compelling actors in cinematic history, largely due to his unforgettable portrayal of the ultimate villain, Darth Sidious, also known as Emperor Palpatine, in the iconic Star Wars saga. With his icy demeanor, commanding voice, and chilling facial expressions, McDiarmid brought to life a character who embodies profound and ruthless villainy within the Star Wars universe. Far beyond being just a sworn enemy of the heroes, his Emperor Palpatine is a master manipulator driven by boundless ambition and a deep, sophisticated evil that subtly influences every dark turn in the story. This role has cemented McDiarmid's place as a definitive symbol of cunning and malevolence in modern film history. Before becoming forever known as the Emperor, Ian McDiarmid had built a rich career filled with diverse roles on stage and screen. However, it was his portrayal of Darth Sidious that truly catapulted him into Hollywood's Hall of Fame as one of the most unforgettable villains in cinema history. Unlike typical villains who rely on brute force or overt violence, Darth Sidious embodied a far more insidious kind of threat, one rooted in darkness, manipulation, and political cunning. McDiarmid masterfully captured the chilling transformation of a seemingly calm and composed politician into a ruthless, all-powerful dictator. His performance left audiences both terrified by the character's evil and fascinated by the complex layers of power and deception, making Darth Sidious a lasting icon of villainy. Beyond his iconic role in the Star Wars saga, Ian McDiarmid is widely respected for his extensive work in theater and art house cinema, where his acting skills have been showcased with great nuance and depth. Nevertheless, it was his portrayal of Emperor Palpatine that truly secured his place among Hollywood's most notorious evil actors. What sets McDiarmid apart is not just the sheer cruelty of his character, but the subtlety and complexity he brought to the role. He demonstrated that villainy doesn't always have to be loud, aggressive, or overtly menacing. Sometimes true evil can be a quiet, omnipresent force, calm, calculated, and devastatingly powerful. This mastery of understated menace has made McDiarmid's Emperor Palpatine one of the most unforgettable and chilling villains in cinematic history. Benedict Cumberbatch is well known not only for playing the brilliant detective Sherlock Holmes, but also for his skill in portraying complex and memorable villains. Throughout his career, he has impressed audiences with psychologically rich villain roles. His performance as Khan Noonien Singh in Star Trek Into Darkness stands out, showing a villain who is both intelligent and emotionally deep. Cumberbatch's portrayal combines cruelty with complexity, making Khan a powerful and captivating character. This role highlights Cumberbatch's talent for creating unforgettable villain performances. Benedict Cumberbatch's acting talent allows him to go beyond simply playing a bad guy on screen, creating multi-dimensional villains filled with internal conflicts. His role as Smaug in The Hobbit, though voiced and brought to life through CGI, perfectly captures the dragon's arrogance, greed, and danger. Cumberbatch skillfully conveys subtle emotions through his voice and timing, making audiences feel both the menace and the deep loneliness within the character. This performance showcases his ability to bring complexity and depth even to non-human villains. Although Benedict Cumberbatch has never been involved in any major personal scandals affecting his career, the villains he portrays consistently leave a lasting impression on audiences. He has contributed significantly to shaping evil characters that are both compelling and captivating in Hollywood history. Cumberbatch demonstrates that villains are not simply evil. They can embody intelligence, power, and psychological depth, creating characters that are as terrifying as they are artistically rich. Peter Lorre is widely remembered as one of Hollywood's most iconic actors, especially known for his eerie and unforgettable villain roles that have left a lasting mark on cinema history. Born in Austria, Lorre brought a distinct and captivating presence to the screen thanks to his unique acting style, unmistakable facial features, and intense, piercing eyes. These qualities made him the ideal actor to portray complex villains who were psychologically layered and unpredictable. His breakthrough and most famous role came in Fritz Lang's groundbreaking film M. 1931, where he played a chilling psychopathic killer. Lorre's performance was both haunting and nuanced, combining a raw authenticity with subtle emotional depth that truly shocked and captivated audiences, setting a new standard for how villains could be portrayed in film. Peter Lorre's career continued to thrive in Hollywood as he took on a variety of villainous roles in classic films like The Maltese Falcon 1941 and the popular Mr. Moto series. Unlike typical one-dimensional bad guys, Lorre's villains were often portrayed as intelligent, cunning, and ruthless, yet they stood apart because of the complexity he brought to them. What made his performances truly special was his ability to weave in subtle weaknesses and insecurities, giving his villainous characters a humanizing depth. This layered approach not only made his villains more believable, but also evoked a unique mixture of fear and sympathy from audiences, allowing viewers to connect with the characters on a deeper emotional level. Although times have changed, Peter Lorre's villain roles remain timeless and irreplaceable icons in Hollywood history. He demonstrated that becoming a truly great villain requires more than just a frightening appearance. It demands the ability to convey complex psychological layers, bringing to life multi-dimensional and deeply vivid characters. Lorre's skillful performances set a high standard for villainy blending darkness, with a captivating presence that continues to influence actors and filmmakers alike. His legacy stands as a shining example of the art of villain acting, forever contributing to the rich, shadowy tapestry of Hollywood cinema's most memorable and compelling villains. Lee Van Cleef stands out as one of Hollywood's most iconic actors, best remembered for his portrayal of cold, ruthless villains in classic Western films. His sharply angular features, piercing eyes, and compact yet commanding physique made him the perfect embodiment of the merciless, calculating antagonist. Van Cleef quickly rose to prominence as the definitive model for villains who were not only brutal and decisive, but also intelligent and strategic. His unforgettable performances in legendary films such as For a Few Dollars More, 1965, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966, showcased his remarkable ability to blend icy detachment with deep, nuanced acting. This rare combination secured his place as one of the most classic and enduring villain figures in American cinema history. Lee Van Cleef's career initially saw him cast as cop soldiers and supporting characters, but it was his iconic villain roles in Sergio Leone's spaghetti westerns that catapulted him to legendary status. Van Cleef was not merely a villain, he brought depth to his characters from their ruthless coldness to brief moments of vulnerability which made his portrayals all the more authentic and unforgettable. His intense stare and chilling smile have become lasting symbols etched in the memories of audiences. Although not a common figure in today's Hollywood, Lee Van Cleef remains an iconic representation of the ultimate villain in the golden era of cowboy films. His contributions helped define the appeal of the genre, demonstrating that a truly skilled villain must be not only brutal, but also sophisticated and psychologically complex. The image of Lee Van Cleef with a gun in hand and a cold, piercing gaze will forever stand as a classic symbol of chilling and formidable villains in cinematic history. Klaus Kinski is one of the most discussed actors known for his intense, unpredictable, and haunting villain roles in cinematic history. With his sharp features, fiery gaze, and deeply passionate acting style, Kinski crafted an unforgettable image of a villain in several films by renowned director Werner Herzog, such as Aguirre, The Wrath of God, 1972, and Fitzcarraldo, 1982. The madness and instability in his performances are not only unsettling, but also compel audiences to feel both terrified and unable to look away. Klaus Kinski's real life was just as full of controversy and chaos as the villainous roles he portrayed, adding even more weight to his on-screen performances. Known for his impulsiveness, volatility, and frequent conflicts with his colleagues, Kinski's intense personal traits melded with his acting, creating villainous characters that were so raw and fierce, they were truly terrifying. His roles often conveyed a sense of being torn between madness and intelligence, solidifying his status as one of the most unforgettable villains in cinema history. Despite his reputation as a real-life villain, Klaus Kinski was a uniquely talented actor capable of delivering haunting, emotional, and masterful performances. His iconic villain roles not only left audiences trembling, but also made a lasting impact on the history of European and global cinema. With his intense and unyielding acting style, Klaus Kinski has earned his place as one of the actors with the greatest ability to transform into villains in the history of both Hollywood and international cinema. John Malkovich is one of Hollywood's finest actors when it comes to portraying villains with psychological depth and subtle complexity. With his icy expressions, penetrating gaze, and eerie acting style, Malkovich consistently keeps audiences both captivated and intimidated. His characters aren't just villains, they're multifaceted, exuding a sense of danger and unpredictability. Malkovich's roles in films like In the Line of Fire, Con Air, and Ripley's Game are prime examples of his remarkable versatility. The terrifying element of John Malkovich's performances lies in how he explores the psychology of his characters, uncovering the inner conflicts and complex motivations behind their violent actions. He doesn't just his villains feel real and multidimensional. Audiences are drawn into the troubled minds of these characters, while also feeling the fear of their explosive, dangerous potential. In addition to crafting memorable villains on screen, John Malkovich is also celebrated for the diversity and depth of his acting. He isn't afraid to take on challenging roles, not just traditional villains, but also complex characters, including anti-heroes. This fearless approach has solidified his place among the most evil actors in Hollywood history, actors who not only portray villains with ease, but also bring rare authenticity and emotional depth to their characters. Cillian Murphy is renowned for his ability to portray villains with depth and intrigue. With his intense gaze, emotionless expression, and cold demeanor, Murphy brings to life characters that are both captivating and dangerous, keeping audiences glued to the screen. Particularly in the series Peaky Blinders, he embodies the character of Thomas Shelby, a criminal with a complex, ruthless psyche, yet also filled with inner turmoil and a multi-dimensional personality. This role solidified Murphy's reputation as one of the best actors at crafting modern villains. What makes Cillian Murphy truly exceptional is his remarkable ability to capture and convey the inner turmoil and complex psychological conflicts of his characters. His roles go beyond typical villains. They are intricately layered, blending cold, calculated behavior with deep emotional pain and vulnerability. This duality makes Murphy's performances stand out, as his characters are not only chilling, but also profoundly human, evoking both fear and empathy from the audience. This combination of being both terrifying and sympathetic is a rare quality in the villain genre, and it's this unique depth that sets Murphy apart as one of the most captivating actors in modern cinema. In addition to Peaky Blinders, Cillian Murphy has portrayed several other memorable villains in films like Inception: Red Eye and the Batman series as Scarecrow. Each of these characters brings something unique to the table, yet Murphy masterfully portrays them all with his distinct, sharp, and enigmatic acting style. His ability to seamlessly transform between different roles combined with his undeniable screen presence has cemented Murphy's place as one of the best villain actors in Hollywood history. Through his performances, he has contributed to the creation of some truly unforgettable villains that will remain etched in cinematic history. Brian Cox is one of the most renowned actors, known for his ability to seamlessly transform into powerful and cold villains across numerous iconic films and TV series. With his sharp features, deep gaze, and commanding voice, he brings a unique charisma to his roles, making villains both captivating and menacing. One of Brian Cox's most memorable villainous portrayals is Logan Roy in the hit TV series Succession, where he embodies the role of a ruthless, powerful, and somewhat evil father figure in the cutthroat world of business. Cox's portrayal of Roy remains a standout example of his exceptional talent for bringing complex, formidable villains to life. Brian Cox's acting talent is not only showcased through his commanding presence, but also in his ability to portray the complex emotions of his villains. He skillfully balances creating fear while also making the audience empathize with the human side of his characters. His roles often embody the archetype of multi-dimensional villains characters who are not just evil, but also ambitious, conflicted, and calculating. This depth and realism bring an authenticity to the villains Cox portrays, making them unforgettable and leaving a lasting impact on the audience. In addition to his iconic villainous roles on screen, Brian Cox is also a highly skilled stage actor with a wealth of experience in classic plays. His ability to bring complex, multi-dimensional characters to life has earned him widespread respect in both the film and theater industries. Through his remarkable portrayals of villains, Cox has established himself as a master of transformation, skillfully embodying characters that captivate and haunt the audience. With his exceptional talent and range, Brian Cox certainly deserves to be recognized as one of the most evil actors in Hollywood history. Actors who can effortlessly transform into villainous figures that leave a lasting impression. Danny Trejo is one of Hollywood's most distinctive actors, known for his quintessential villainous image, fierce, tough, and uncompromising. With his signature scarred face and muscular build, he is often cast as villains, criminals, or characters with a menacing presence. Audiences easily recognize Danny Trejo in action horror or crime films like Machete from Dusk Till Dawn and Con Air, where he portrays the role of a formidable and unrelenting adversary. His unique look and commanding performance style have made him an unforgettable figure in the world of cinematic villains. Danny Trejo's appeal goes beyond his imposing appearance and tough demeanor. It lies in his ability to deliver realistic and intense performances. While he is often cast as villains, Trejo always brings depth to his characters, making them more than just typical bad guys. Each one has their own backstory and motivations, which adds layers to his roles. As a result, the villains Trejo portrays carry weight, leaving a strong impression and a lasting impact on the audience. From cold-blooded criminals to ruthless killers, he brings these characters to life in a way that makes them not only terrifying but also captivating. In addition to his iconic villain roles, Danny Trejo is also a symbol of resilience, having overcome a dark past to become a beloved star. With a history of prison time and addiction, Trejo transformed his life with extraordinary determination, eventually becoming one of the most sought-after villain actors in Hollywood. It is his authenticity and unique presence that have solidified his place on the list of most evil actors in Hollywood history actors, with the rare ability to portray villains in such an impressive and unforgettable way, leaving a deep and lasting impact on audiences. Christoph Waltz ranks among Hollywood's finest when it comes to playing villains who are both sharp-minded and chillingly authoritative. He rose to fame for his portrayal of intricate, psychologically nuanced antagonists, especially the role of SS Standartenführer Hans Landa in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. Thanks to his standout performance, Waltz delivered a villain who was as dangerously menacing as he was irresistibly charming, keeping viewers both uneasy and utterly engrossed. Christoph Waltz's acting appeal lies not just in his cold, calculating presence, but also in his ability to reveal cruelty beneath a polished and refined exterior. He has a gift for portraying cunning villains who stay in control and unsettle others through their razor-sharp intellect. Waltz's roles are often marked by emotional range, managing to make audiences feel the character's darkness, while also sparking a deep curiosity about their true intentions. In addition to Inglourious Basterds, Christoph Waltz left a lasting mark with his performance as Dr. King Schultz in Django, Unchained, a layered character who was witty, intelligent, and at times dangerous. His versatility makes Waltz one of the few actors capable of portraying villains who are not only terrifying, but also refined and magnetic. It's no exaggeration to say that Christoph Waltz has become a true icon of the modern villain in Hollywood cinema history. Michael Madsen is one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces when it comes to portraying tough, villainous characters. With his signature raspy voice and icy demeanor, He's frequently cast as a villain, a criminal, or a cold yet charismatic hitman. Madsen's standout role came in Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs 1992, where he played Mr. Blonde, a ruthless, unflinching criminal known for his unforgettable violence. This character not only embodies danger, but also reveals a disturbing madness, leaving viewers both terrified and unable to look away. In addition, Michael Madsen has also delivered strong performances in other villainous roles in films like Kill Bill, The Hateful Eight, and Donnie Brasco. His characters often appear cold and quiet, yet carry an underlying cruelty and menace that create a unique appeal. Madsen's ability to shift seamlessly between brutality and personal charm has made him one of the most unforgettable names when it comes to the topic of most evil actors in Hollywood history. Jared Leto is one of Hollywood's well-known actors, recognized for his deep transformations into roles with complex psychological layers, often with a dark or villainous edge. With a wide range of acting styles, Leto isn't afraid to take on intense and sometimes unhinged villains. His most unforgettable performance as the Joker in Suicide Squad 2016 left a powerful impression on audiences with its eerie and unsettling transformation. Leto brought the Joker to life in a unique way, combining coldness with madness to create a villain who was both disturbing and strangely captivating. Jared Leto didn't stop at playing the Joker. He also delivered strong villainous performances in films like American Psycho, where he portrayed an ambitious, cruel, and twisted character. Leto has a remarkable ability to express a character's complex inner world through his eyes and subtle facial expressions, leaving audiences both disturbed and intrigued. With his unique look and versatile acting skills, Jared Leto rightfully earns a place among the most evil actors in Hollywood history for his chilling and unforgettable villain roles. Joe Pesci is one of Hollywood's most renowned actors, celebrated for his talent in playing villains who are fierce, violent, yet strikingly authentic and full of life. From his unforgettable performances in Goodfellas to Casino and The Irishman, Pesci has shown a rare gift for portraying criminals with depth, both aggressive and sharp-minded, in a way that sticks with audiences. His characters are often marked by sudden bursts of violence and an explosive temper, adding constant tension and unease to every scene. Unlike many actors who portray villains in a one-dimensional way, Joe Pesci consistently brings depth to his characters by revealing their psychological and emotional complexities. Even though his roles are often cold-blooded criminals, there's always something more beneath the surface, in his eyes, in his gestures, whether it's insecurity, fear, or fleeting moments of vulnerability. This adds realism and life to his characters, making them more than just soulless villains. With his distinct voice and intense performances, Pesci manages to connect with viewers on a deeper level even when playing the bad guy. In addition to his iconic villain roles, Joe Pesci is also known for his versatility in blending menace with dark humor, crafting characters that are both disturbing and unexpectedly funny in unforgettable ways. This unique mix has made him one of the most memorable villains in Hollywood cinema. From major crime film blockbusters to projects with rich psychological depth, Joe Pesci has firmly secured his place on the list of most evil actors in Hollywood history, thanks to his distinctive and powerful acting style. Rutger Hauer is one of the most renowned actors in Hollywood history, known for his deep and haunting portrayals of villainous characters. With his icy presence, piercing eyes, and distinctive deep voice, Hauer always knew how to bring out the complexity and cunning nature of the villains he portrayed. His most iconic role is Roy Batty in the acclaimed science fiction film Blade Runner 1982, a synthetic being driven by a powerful survival instinct, yet also filled with sorrow and profound reflections on the meaning of life. Rutger Hauer stands out not only for portraying cruelty, but also for capturing the inner turmoil of villains, making them feel more authentic and layered. Roles in films like The Hitcher and Blind Fury further solidify his place on the list of most evil actors in Hollywood history. Hauer consistently brings a unique subtlety to his performances, making audiences feel both fear and sympathy, creating an undeniable fascination with the villains he portrays. Samuel L. Jackson is one of Hollywood's most dynamic actors, known not only for his high-energy performances, but also for his ability to embody powerful, psychologically complex villains. While he's not limited to playing bad guys, Jackson's villain roles always leave a lasting impression due to their intensity, coldness, and sharp intellect. From ruthless criminals in Pulp Fiction to commanding high-stakes figures in action films, he has masterfully captured the depth and brutality of a villain's mindset. What sets Samuel L. Jackson apart is how he uses his distinctive voice and presence to give his characters a sense of power and intimidation. His dialogue is often bold, firm, and unapologetic, allowing the audience to feel the character's inner strength, recklessness, and even aggression. The blend of his natural charisma with his refined acting skills makes him an icon of villains who are both hated and undeniably compelling. Jackson doesn't just show cruelty, he also reveals the pain and internal struggles of his characters, making them more than just villains, but complex, multidimensional individuals. In addition to his villainous roles, Samuel L. Jackson is also well known for his ability to bring a wide range of characters to life, from heroes and principled men to cold, ruthless villains. Still, it's his villain roles that leave a lasting impression, thanks to the way he conveys psychological strength and layered violence in a way few others can. Jackson's presence on screen always adds intensity and excitement, playing a major part in crafting compelling and vivid villain stories. For that reason, he truly earns his place among the most evil actors in Hollywood history, with his powerful influence and one-of-a-kind acting talent. Thanks for watching today's video on the most evil actors in Hollywood history. We hope you enjoyed learning more about these incredible talents and how they've brought unforgettable villains to life on screen. If you're a fan of this topic, don't forget to drop a comment and let us know which villain character left the biggest impression on you. And be sure to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button and liking the video so you won't miss out on more exciting content. See you in the next video.